Under president comments we had this month, he announced that the contract would maintain the Cedar Boulevard median was signed at Councilman England's office on January 7th, 2015. And we should be eventually start working on it.
So, is that contract going to go past June 30th?
I don't think so. I wasn't there for that part of it. The only one who knows would be Tom and Peter.
Apparently Brian knows, but, so we're jumping, I know this is under Northridge Vision, but, okay, go ahead.
I was going to say, as I understand the receipt of median, the contract was approved all the signatures were done on the 7th of January. They were supposed to start any time, and it just runs through the 30th of June. And then you gotta come forward with the new proposal, new contract. They only let you take the contract up to the end of the fiscal year.
Okay. Helpful information on that. Tom, did you want to comment on that item? Anything more than?
I would just say I hope we get 2 good cleanups out of it. I'll take one.
Here, Tom. Here.
So I don't know what else, because that goes into next year's budget. Maybe in April we start talking about how we can get set up a contract for the following year and we leapfrog it. Because it looks to me like it takes months and months for the contracts to be signed. So if we could get 4 cleanups a year, would be wonderful. If we could even get 2, that'd be great. Getting a month-to-month plan, I think, is really, that's what we're looking for, but I don't see that happening yet, so
I
think
think
everything is
This
better.
is a month-to-month contract. So there's supposed to be a cleanup, and then each month there's maintenance through June.
so. Could I ask somebody, any one of you, all three, or Tom, anyone else, to keep us posted how the first maybe couple cleanups go? If you're happy with the company.
I can absolutely do that.
And we'd like to maybe know that by maybe March, because I think if it requires a contract, I think there's actually an April 15th deadline for contracts.
I'm hoping we even have a cleanup by March.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hoping. So, and then I'll know exactly, I'll go out on the median and I'll take a look and see what we get. But I hope this contract is paid just for the one-time cleanup and a month-to-month and not the entire lot. Yeah,
Paid month by month.
which is good. Yeah.
Okay, great.
Let's see what we get there.
All right, so back to the Northridge Vision meeting today. There were several projects that are not within, several development projects that were not within Northridge East boundaries that Northridge South presented. But I did bring up the 18259 Halstead and the 1688. Anyway, that we were looking into that. So, and you heard Kelly's report on that. So, I think the other thing, not so much within Northridge East, but Cal State Northridge indicated that they will be moving into the Meridian building by March. Their web team, VisCom, and so that would be giving them a presence on Reseda Boulevard. There's also another development that may occur, not development as a building, but another presence of Cal State Northridge on the boulevard on the east side, which would be within Northridge East, so stay tuned for that. think everything else has been announced. The art show tomorrow. You announced the art show. Right? Okay, want to do that?
Sure.
Sure.
My apologies. Tomorrow we will be having an art show in our district office with a lot of community artists. It's an open house. Will be from, I believe, 4:30 to 6, I believe. So if you have any questions, you can call our office.
There was RSVP, so RSVP is not required.
You don't have to look into it, but you can I get your number later on? But yeah, call our office and RSVP to make sure. Any other questions?
This is monthly, or how often do you guys have art shows?
Well, this is the first one that we're doing, like, since I've been here. So, we'll see what happens.
My understanding is they take down all the art that was up and they put up new art from the community, and this is the way they introduce it to the community.
Yes, this is the first one that I'll be doing. This.
So I don't know if it's every 6 months or once a year, but it's.
I submitted something to, is it Alexa?
Yes.
And now that I'm hearing that it's happening tomorrow, I had no other further communication from her. Does that mean I was rejected?
Guest speaker, what are you talking about?
I mean, I'm not quite sure what's the process because it's going to happen, but.
It sounds like from Glenn's explanation that it's going to be a change-out thing, and maybe I got second billing. I don't know.
I'm sure she
There was
has
a charge.
But I can bring it up to her and she can contact.
Okay, just communication to let us know where we stand.
Will do. Any other questions?
Okay, the other thing in my notes from the meeting today was that it was announced that the Chamber of Commerce, which has been functioning as the North Valley Regional Chamber, is changing its name back to Northridge Chamber. And I guess focusing now on Northridge, so that when you see the Northridge Chamber, you'll know it's the same folks, same group as what you've been hearing the last 7 years. Okay. If there's nothing else, please do try to attend those meetings. I'm going to try to ask if they can be moved not on the same night, same afternoon as our board meeting. So I think a lot of folks, it's just too much to go, 2 o'clock meeting and then whatever else you have to do and then you're here. Okay, report on NENC's co-sponsored events, the Van Planning Forum. How many, I know Kelly was there, how many other folks were there? Karen were there? How many other folks were there?
I was there.
Okay. Kelly, any comments on it?
No. I look forward to a different format, one that is much more engaging next year, because it's a valuable tool and an excellent time to get together with all the other NCs.
I think they had about 150 board members. Carol, you there? No? Okay. Any comments, Karen? Oh, Williams. Okay, Karen? Any comments?
Oh, no, other than I agree with what Kelly said. It would have been nicer if they would have engaged questions from the audience rather than just talking at them, at us.
Yeah, they had a panel presentation which included Councilmember Fuentes, and then they broke up into workshops. The workshops was very back and forth dialogue questions the whole session. William?
Yeah, I was just going to say I attended. It was a great event. I attended at least one of the roundtable sessions, which was very well run. And again, at the roundtable sessions, there was a lot of question and answer and input. I know that I've talked to a lot of neighborhood council members that were there at their meetings, giving the reports later. And there was a great diversity of the roundtable set up to deal with issues that every community in the valley is dealing with right now. So I thought they did a really, really good job of covering all the important bases and getting the neighborhood councils. I mean, I would say 80% of them are people that are planning and land use people or governmental affairs committee members, but the turnout and interest was just, you know, people were really, really getting along and getting good information there. So it was a great event.
Thank you. One of the reasons it was on here is that they only hold these every couple of years, and we try to encourage folks to attend it. Also, we were a co-sponsor. We contributed money towards it, so I felt it was important that you all hear that there were some folks who were there and have value. And if you're still on this board in a couple of years when they hold the next one, I would encourage you to try to attend it. Okay, if there's nothing else, the next item is Citrus Sunday, so Joe is our point person, but he was not at the meeting, but I was at the meeting. This was held yesterday, and Jonathan was there. Glenn was there. Anyway, so the date's been selected as May 17th. That's a Sunday, obviously. And I think the most important thing that we need to do is decide on a collection location. Last year, so for those who don't know, this is a effort that's been going on for several years of collecting fruit, citrus from trees that is like surplus, either from the people, the property owner, or even having volunteers going and collect it and bringing it, and then it's distributed out to food pantries. So many of the neighborhood councils are going to have a collection point within their neighborhood council boundaries to ask folks to bring their citrus to, where they'll then be collected and distributed. We need to choose a location. Before I do that, did you want to add anything to that, what I said?
Not much information, just the location stuff. Hopefully, we can decide next meeting. More information.
Okay, so we're going to try to do that now, so because I know you want that location. So last year we had Dearborn Park, which is at Nordhoff and Amestoy. We also had, and that was co-located with Northridge South, which even though they're south of Nordhoff, they like the park. So we said fine. And then Northridge West and Northridge Rec Center on the west side, on the east side of Reseda, which we share as a facility. We said that could be a secondary point, but I don't think anyone brought it through. So from us, I don't know about you, but okay. So and then I learned yesterday that Porter Ranch used the temple on Chimeneas, which is south of the freeway, which is within our boundaries.
Yes.
So that's a third location that other neighbor councils seem to be coming in. So, but the main thing is just be aware that that hasn't worked out for what Porter Ranch. They may go to the North Valley YMCA. So I'm just throwing that out to all of you. We can have one most neighbor councils only have one location or a primary location. But just because we happen to have 3 neighborhood councils, as we now know, that have locations that are within our boundaries. So I would like to throw it out if you have any preferences on a location.
Just FYI, a good portion of that Dearborn Park is still closed off for refurbishing, so only the upper northwest section is open. There's still adequate parking, but the whole south area is fenced off.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
And it has been for months. You know, I would have thought last August. So that's how long it's gone over from when it was designated to be finished.
Jonathan, can you look into that for us and find out what the completion date is going to be? Best we can find out. All right, thank you for that information. Any other comments on locations? Joe, since you're like the point person on this, and you'll probably be heading up whatever goes. Do you have a recommendation?
The only recommendation that I like to look at is Sunday, there's no traffic, and we have a lot of response. It would be easier to go ahead and pack it.
Yeah, and there's a lot of trees in that area, so I think you try and keep it, you'll just have to shift it up and know that there's not it's not gonna be as visible from the street.
Yes. We're gonna wait on, let's say, wait on, south,
Okay. So I think North and South is going to be doing Dearborn Park again, so. I don't know if a motion would be in order. Is there a consensus then that we at least, okay, can we wait, is it okay to wait a month on that?
As soon as possible, you guys can.
I mean, we could say we're tentatively we do Dearborn Park depending on the status of the park refurbishment. And obviously, if Northridge South chooses to move, you know, that will change things too. Is that okay? I mean, just so they can pencil in, they're already planning, homes already. So.
Yeah, South hasn't yet given me an area.
Okay. Is that okay? All right. Is there any objections to that? Any objections that we tentatively say will be Dearborn Park, awaiting further information on the status of the refurbishment and also what Northridge South is doing? All right. Seeing no objections, then that will be noted in the minutes as a consensus. It's not an actual motion. So that's where we'll focus towards. Thanks. And the next meeting of the committee is going to be in February. I remember the date. Actually, it's the third Tuesday.
Yes.
Third Tuesday, 4:30.
Well, it will be on the 17th.
So anyone else is welcome to attend. Okay. Valley Disaster Preparedness Fair is going to be held on October 3rd next year, and they are starting up their planning for that. We need to have a committee representative. We can have more than one. Since Roland chairs our public safety committee, I was wondering if Roland would be interested, but anyone who would like to.
My signs.
Can hold the signs hostage. Okay.
Well, last year, Doug and I actually were doing the two that showed up. We had to put the video.
Well, I'm actually talking about the planning committee meetings. Those are the meetings that plan the event. Which Steve Patel used to attend those, and I tried to fill in, but it's too much for me to go to all these meetings, so.
That's all Steve.
I am calling him, I am texting him, but right now I know there's a meeting that's going to be coming up shortly, and I'd like to find someone from this board. It could be in addition to Steve if he's not available to attend that particular meeting. Okay. Okay. All right. Anyone else? I don't think the date's been confirmed. I believe it's February, middle of February.
Since they did disappear.
As long as it's not February 20th.
Don't tell what I said.
Okay. All right. We'll take the dean as a suggestion. We'll make sure everyone gets notified. But do let me know if you can go, because otherwise we're struggling to find somebody, especially if Steve's not available.